Hey, Doc.
Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
There's Ebony with the Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, Ebony.
Okay, I see a few other people trying to get in, so just waiting on a few folks. Yeah, I know how I am. Ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. 2 o'clock. Time to go. So I figured I'd pull this together because I was getting a couple of questions from folks who hadn't attended the Teach at the Beach conference before. So this is our 3rd year doing this, guys. And we never want it to be the formal conference to go to sit in a classroom and kind of listen to the people who are speaking for hours and that kind of thing. So what we created was a fun environment where you could learn just different things that you wouldn't get from other conferences, of course, right? So that's always our first thing. What could we provide that you would get from a different conference? And then not only did we want folks who were teaching to speak, but we also wanted them to learn as well. So the folks that you normally would listen to at our conference would be people who have a particular niche. And then they would be teaching on that niche, but it wouldn't mean that you wouldn't see them in the audience in the next hour listening to the next presenter, because the next presenter may have a different niche, but just not that niche. So you know how some conferences you guys go to where it's kind of like stuffy, and the instructors who come in, they kind of talk to you and then they go. This is not that kind of thing. So the instructors who are normally, or teachers who are coming in, or people we ask to come in, are different levels of speakers. So sometimes we have the speakers who were used to being on major platforms, and then we mix those up with people who have niches who don't speak professionally at all, but they just want to tell you more about their niche and how they did it. So you have a variety of speakers and a variety of teachers, because you have industry professionals who are there, business professionals. They're not all real estate related. So they have different topics that they talk about, but they're more designed to help you build your business, level up your business. And if it's real estate, or someone, for example, someone will come in and speak about just building a business, for example. May not relate directly or only to real estate, but more, widely and more broad for more people who are coming. So we always encourage folks to bring their spouses and things like that when we're talking about investing. And so we have that part of the week that we kind of do different things like that too. So normally what you guys will see is, if you're on the ground of the conference, meaning you're there live, we're taking and talking about taking you on tours on real estate kind of things, but also for you guys to look at the business and your business from a place of what other business opportunities are out here, not just real estate. So a lot of you have always heard me talk about working in 3 markets and things like that. And so just be prepared that there are other opportunities that you'll hear about. For example, last year, I think I did presentations on rum, creating a rum company and things like that. So just all kinds of stuff that you'll hear about, or that kind of thing if you're on the ground. And so I put a post in there today, guys, about this is, the attire for the conference is no suits. But you guys can wear whatever you feel like wearing, but know that we're in a beach hotel. One thing we all have to carry if you are live is your mask. Panama City Beach is still under a mandate, and I believe it's lifted on September 8th, but the Hilton still has a requirement for how they want us to move and operate on their inside of their facility. So inside the conference room, you don't have to wear a mask, but it is encouraged. But in the main area, the foyer area and things like that, they will encourage you to wear, or we'll tell you that you need to wear a mask there. But really weird, because once you go outside, you don't have to wear one, kind of thing going on there. So just know that that's kind of what's happening there. Last year, we had people who came in terms of dress and attire. We had people who came in shorts and tanks and t-shirts, and that's all good. The only thing that happened with them is that when we went on tour, they had to wear closed-toe shoes because we were on tour at a property that was under construction. So you had to wear a hard hat, you know, and those kinds of things. Now, will we do that particular tour again this year? I don't know, because I don't know what the tour guides have in store for you guys this year, which is Renae Brown is one of the tour guides, and Daniel is the other tour guide, and they handle tours and sales and questions and things like that. So I know Renae is doing a tour on owner finance properties. I know Daniel is doing a tour, but I have no idea where they're going to take you guys. And I think that's, for me, the fun of it. The less I know about that, the better, because then I'm like, oh, okay, did you do this? Did you do that? You won't see everything, because what makes up our Gulf and our area is 11 beach towns. So, and they're all connected. It's like one after the next, after the next. So unless you were planning on staying here for 2 weeks, could you actually see all of the development that's happening and any of those things? So what we like to do is show you what's closest so that you can move around and get to it. And if you rent a car, then feel free to go further out. So last year we went into town and looked at multi-generational properties and things like that. Because of COVID and some of those other concerns, we really don't have any kind of vehicle that would be allowed to allow you guys to have the distance that you want to have and that kind of thing. So a lot of what you guys want to see, if it's long, if it's for a ride or that kind of thing, make sure you have a vehicle of your own if you want to go on tours like that. The staff, all the conference staff will have cars and vehicles. So if you get stranded and you want to go to the other hotel, or you don't have a way to get there, we'll have no problem in getting you over there. We just will not have buses and vans or anything like that, just to make sure we're social distancing for that very purpose. Now, you guys, there are golf carts and all that kind of stuff that you can rent for the day. I believe they're like $50 a day. We'll have that at registration, or if you beat us to the conference and before registration is set up, there are golf cart places in walking distance from the hotel. And the hotel, of course, will always have people there who can help as well. So now that I think the majority of us are on the call who have questions, and this is really, how do you prepare for the conference, whether you're online or in person? And so I will try to make that, differentiate that for those who are here, because some of you aren't able to make it and some of you are. So we created this conference, guys, a few years ago, and we wanted it to be intimate. We wanted it to be where if you got, by day 2, we would know everybody's name. We would just know who you were and that kind of thing. And we accomplished that for the last 2 years. And then this year we sold out again, mainly because we're a small group and we like to stay as a small group, because that's where learning happens. We're more about the quality of the learning experience than just having a whole bunch of people who we don't know, show up. This year is a little different because of COVID. So we are implementing, for those who came last year, we normally don't even do badges and stuff like that. But this year we have to have badges, because if you have your mouthpiece on, your cover on your mouth, then you really can't speak and say, hi, I'm Tamika, without being close on someone, right? So Everyone has badges this year, which is totally out of our norm of how we like to do things. But hey, it is what it is. We have badges and we have wristbands because of this location on the beach we'll have other guests at that hotel, unlike where we were before. We kind of had the whole area of our training space to ourselves. So guys, if you are looking to get the biggest bang for your buck online or in person, the first thing I want you guys to do is figure out and be able to articulate where you are in your business right now. And what I mean by that is, are you a real estate salesperson? Are you a broker? Are you a broker looking to expand? Are you a real estate agent looking to get out of real estate? Are you a small business owner looking for a new location to do business? Because one of the fun things about beach towns is that you can place a business in that beach town and really operate it for 6 months and then shut it down. That's kind of the norm. So, looking at opportunities that way. So be ready to say this is what I do. And then the next part is, one of the things that we like to connect to is, where are you going? Because it helps us identify opportunities and other people to talk to when you know where you're going. So let's say you said, hey, because there is a time where we kind of talk about what you're doing. If people want to share what's going on and how we can help them, that kind of comes up. And so if you're saying, hey, I am a salesperson, but I want to start my own brokerage, then we know, oh, okay, let's connect this person to these 4 brokers, if that makes sense. Or someone saying, hey, I'm a salesperson and I don't want to be in the salesperson seat anymore. I want to now be a developer. Okay. Then we know which developers would be ideal for you to connect with. And guys, this is online or in person, because what happens online is, while they are speaking, if any of the people are speaking, feel free to comment in the section. The tech team will be there to answer any questions. And so what some of those questions might look like, if you're a salesperson, for example, and saying, hey, I want to start developing, then when Harold is up there speaking, the questions to ask him and to put in there, if you're online, is, how did you make that change? How long did it take? Because those kind of questions, not only will you want to ask, other people will want to hear as well. How did you make that change? And let's say, how much money are you making, or how did you set your family up in order to transition from being a sales agent to starting in development? Like, those are the kind of questions that they will answer. But, if they only have this much time to ask questions or answer questions, then make them the most impactful questions that you can ask, especially if you're online. Now, the people who are there on site, here's what you need to do, because the people who are speaking are normally around before and after the conference. So if you show up a day before and you now see that Taro is one of the speakers, grab them and ask them what you want to ask them. Say, hey, I see you on the agenda. Do you have time, that we can talk? Or I have a couple of questions for you. Now, here's one thing to never say. Can I pick your brain? Don't say it. It is an insult. It's an insult, guys, when folks say, can I pick your brain? Because, and we'll go into that a whole nother time, but don't use that. Just ask Harold or whoever, if they're around. Notice that there are gaps in the schedule, evenings, after class, whatever it is, where you guys can get together. Now, here's a thing. If you see something on the agenda and you don't want to go to it, and you happen to see Taro, there's always meeting spaces outside of all the training areas that you guys can go off. We're not the kind of place who, we start blowing whistles and saying, everybody's got to get into this room and everybody's got to learn at the same time. No, this is networking. This is business being made. So if you guys go off and do that, it's okay. You will have a taped session. You'll have everything taped anyway. So use the time that you have on site to go do whatever you need to do and connect to whoever you need to connect to. Let's see. Do we have any questions before I get too far going? And it came up, the reason why I thought about that was Jovan, for example. He will have time for one-on-ones. So, and there's a conference room set up for him to do that. So take advantage of that time that if you guys are there physically, or he'll even do a Zoom meeting if you guys are online and want to hear or talk to him more. But you have to connect and you have to raise your hand and say, hey, I'm here and I want this because I'm looking to do this with my business. So I don't see that you guys have any questions. So I'm going to keep on going. One of the things another thing that you guys can look at is identifying 2 niches. So if you guys have your blueprints, you guys know if you came through camp that there's the niche that I talked to you guys about for your business. And then there's the niche that you have for investing. Your business niche will also have speakers who are there. And then so will your investment niche. So if you have a niche on investing, let's say it's fix and flip, right? Do you guys know Casey will be on site? And Casey is on my development team, and he owns his own construction company. And he is speaking about fixing and flipping. So if you get a hold of Casey, who's there, he's coming into town. He'll be there. I don't know how long. He's not bringing his family with him. So he's really there to be engaged in the conference. Loop on with him and have those conversations. We have lots of evening events. We have wine events and outings and stuff like that. The people you meet at this conference will normally be people you will just consistently do business with for a long period of time. So don't be shy in talking to the people. A lot of the instructors, a lot of the people who are around are members of my team. So I trust them with my kids. I trust them with my business. And so feel free. They're not, going to be those stuck up conference folks that you might have seen before. I think they're all pretty approachable. If not all, I believe all of them are. Now be careful of my husband because he is a jokester, and he'll have a straight face and be looking at you and telling you something crazy, and then he'll just start laughing. So Jeff likes to have a lot of fun, but he can be serious too. And ladies, if you have your spouse or something coming, he's the kind of guy who will just start talking to them, and then they're off talking for 5 hours. You can't find your husband. He's probably with my husband, or, he's that kind of guy. And then of course the kids are around as well. And you guys pretty much know Cayenne and KJ who are there. Your niche for investing, your niche for business, you probably will find it there. And if not, speak up, because some people will be there who are not speaking, but also have a niche in what you might be looking for as well. They're just not on the agenda this year. So last year's agenda speakers probably had 12 people, and none of those 12 are back this year, even though some of them are attending this year. Okay, so like Steve, who does lending for folks for 1099 employees and stuff like that. He spoke last year, but he's not on the agenda this year. We like to kind of change it up, even though he's there. And I think he started buying apartment buildings after he left the conference. So you will hear that too. It's that when people leave the conference, the stuff that they go and put into place for the next year, their businesses look different the next year, because we're doing exactly what I'm talking about. We're spending time with our businesses, with each other, connecting with each other. And now you're around a motivated group of people who are looking to move forward in their business. Guys, the next thing I have on here is to make sure you have your blueprint, or you know what on your blueprint you don't have checked off, to see if you can get any of that stuff done or moving while you're there. So there will be some people who this is the first time they are bringing or seeing their blueprint. And so they'll be working their blueprint while they're in class, while they're on the side, whatever's going on. And then some of you have probably two or three things left on your blueprint. So have those ready, take a picture of them, whatever you might find that might be helpful there. One of the last things is when you guys are meeting with or hearing from the instructors, because they have a limited time, they can't go over everything that they offer or that they do. So if you think of something, ask it in class, and then here's a tip. Ask them if they have any conference specials, because I've told all of them to have some kind of conference special that people can connect to them later. So whether it's a free hour consultation, a free workshop that they have coming up, or any of those kinds of things, ask. You know, you guys have to ask, do you have a discount on this or that, or do you have a free workshop, or where are you teaching next, and that kind of thing. Now, again, because some of them are not instructors, you may need to talk to them about how you create a business relationship with them later on. For example, it is not listed on the agenda who's a developer, who's not a developer, or every time a developer is scheduled to speak, or any of those kind of things. So some of you know that, well, you already know Tarold is a developer, but Shalonda is not here. She can't make it. And then we have three of the developers from Florida will be at the conference. One is coming during the mayor's breakfast or something like that. And the other two, I believe, are presenting. Now you won't see it on the agenda as them presenting. They're presenting in one of my workshops. And so once I get their materials back, then they will present on their manufacturing companies and things like that. So guys, because you can't really plan for that, part of their presentation is for you to listen and then tie that back into where you are. Is there a business opportunity there? Where you want to go? Is there a business opportunity there? Is it a niche that you're working on, or a niche you want to work on, or can that tie into your investment portfolio niche? So those are the things that you have to, as you're listening to each one of these presentations, is how will this benefit me or my company for now or for later? And how do I make this relationship and get this contact information? And then what do I do with it? Because you don't want to collect people's business cards, because it takes more than that to create the relationship. So you'll be in the room with people that you want to have a relationship with. So make the most out of it. Okay, I'm going to listen for questions. You guys can get, if you want to unmute yourself or just type them, I see both.
Doc, will you be providing like list of those that are actually going to be there so we can possibly reach out to them, or is that more on a?
Nope, that's more on a personal talk to them kind of thing.
Okay.
I've asked all of them for all the presenters who are presenting, all of their materials that they can present and share, they will have a copy. So everyone will get a copy of all the presentations at the end. But the people, for example, 3 of the developers don't give out their personal numbers because people call them all the time. So unless that's why I said, if you want to talk to them directly and have a relationship, and if they give you their number, then great. And that's why I said you have to go and kind of do that and that kind of thing while you're in there. So for example, Erica, who's in Orlando, something happened with her grandmom or something like that. And she does the she has Verolio and stuff like that. Well, we're going to bring her in on the screen, and she talks really, really fast. But Erica, it's very hard to catch up to Erica. So when I'm talking to her, I just found out that she's having a new certification program, because she was only using her certification program to certify her own agents. And as some of you who are here, who are brokers of your own, she called me and she's like, yeah, I'm not going to have any more agents. I'm done with agents. It's just going to be me and then my staff who do this part. And so that training she's offering is there. Now, how do you catch Erica? It's almost impossible unless you're dealing through one of her two admins. So, but she may say, hey, here's my direct information, or this is the best way to contact her. So that's why I want you guys on the ground, finding out who you want instead of me providing a list of the 20 people who will speak and it's not relevant to all of you guys. This is not like the conference Keo where you just collect a bunch of data and you don't use it. So I'd rather you guys spend the time talking and speaking to the one or two people that are going to help your business than just going around. Like, there are no booths for you guys to kind of go into an expo and pick up a whole bunch of stuff like that. That's, that's what makes us a little different.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Someone said, what about us that are virtual? How can we connect with them besides asking questions on Zoom? That's during the time, you can't physically walk up to them. So you're not going to be able to make an introduction like that. So part of their presentation, when they're finished, they all should have at the end how to connect with them. Some of them will have connect with us on YouTube, like the Jacksons. They do, some of you have seen them before. They have a whole YouTube channel. They have, whichever way that they have their folks connect with them. One thing that happened this week is I couldn't find the Jacksons via email or Facebook. And I said, well, what happened to you guys? And they like, we were swamped. We did a change in our business and there was no, and we couldn't do anything. So I had to get one of their childhood friends to go track them down just to make sure everything was okay to connect to them. So again, guys, this is not like I'm going to pick up the phone and just call you. Where is the business relationship going to come from? Because during class, it's any questions, they're going to answer all your questions. If you're looking for mentors, buddies, that's not what these people do. They don't bring on mentees and that kind of stuff. Most of them are working, especially when you're looking at a developer. And that's part of you guys understanding how to work with developers and how to work with some of those folks. If you're going to work with a developer, for example, I have one now who asked me he says, I need $7 million for this project. Okay, let me go see what I can do. He is not good. Like, he just not gonna have time to chat any other time. So unless we are strategic, guys, and what you want, their presentation is what you're gonna get, and then their contact information or whichever way they want you to connect. Remember always that when you are looking for an example, you want to meet with Joe, they don't really want to meet unless there is a business opportunity. So again, how do you plan on using the information for you, but then also how does it benefit them? Perfect example. A young lady called me the other day and she's like, inboxed me. She said, I think we will be, we'd be good girlfriends. And I don't need any girlfriends. This is what, ladies? The year of the 6 and 7 figure partnerships and agreements. You don't need girlfriends. So that is a direct question that you guys should ask immediately. If I need more information, how do I connect to you? But ask them, if I need more information on ... how do I contact you? Because if I need more information on attending your next class, or if I need more information on getting your business plan, or if I need more information on you showing me your designs from your architect structure, be specific, because they normally have admins or other people that can get you that particular information. And that's why I said, guys, you got to drill it down to exactly what you want so that they can direct you to who can get that for you. The blueprint, how do we start this? I'm not sure I understand what you mean, Gabby. Your blueprint you should already have if you went through the boot camp. That's that blueprint sheet. So your blueprint is something that you're doing personally.
Yeah, Teresa just told me. Sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah,
Okay,
it's not a new one.
No, it's under rehab. Sorry.
Got it. Yeah, it's under rehab. Any other questions? Yeah, everyone's blueprint is going to look different. It's going to be different. Some of you have 2 and 3 and 4 of them. And I'm only asking those, I keep asking, like, where's everyone with their blueprint, things like that, because the second blueprint is out. That was part of one of the announcements I was going to make. So those folks who are still playing with theirs, which is cool. You can start the second blueprint if you're ready, but the second blueprint is out. So I don't know if you guys thought you were finished, but that's what leveling up continues to do. That kind of thing. There are also some of you guys here who are commercial lenders and saying, okay, where am I wanting to go? So business opportunities. Those are, if I was like a commercial lender going to a meeting like this, then I'm networking to find out what businesses out here, either whether at the beach or people who I'm connecting with who need lending, including the developers who are there. So just another plug for you folks that are out there who may not see the bigger opportunities that are here for you guys to do more business. No, Jana. Jana said, so about these announcements, still, no. September 9th, we have some announcements, which is about the blueprint and stuff like that. And then October 1st is my birthday. So yeah, gotta wait. Anything else? Anyone want to share anything? I know for like a Maisha, Jana, Reba, those guys who came, it's not a pressure kind of thing. It's kind of go at your own rate, whatever it is you want to do. No one's going to blow the horn and say, hey, we're over here, or hey, you know, for example, the bonfire is 3 hours. And so if you want to hang out at the bonfire for 3 hours, who knows who's going to be at the bonfire? I don't know. That's for 3 hours. And some people need to get to the beach and just deflate and reflect and do all of the things they need to do, because when else do you have time to just shut it all down and get quiet and then start to look at your business? And I know that's what some people do the first day. So they go to the beach or sit on their balcony, get a drink, look at the water, you know, get the stress out, and then figure out what they need to do. So we'll all be some people will be over here working, some people will be at the beach, some people will be over here. And, you know, it's all going to be up to how you decide to engage. Yeah, Ebony, I think that's pretty, Ebony says, I'm very excited to meet everyone. I mean, we all come on here, right? And some of you have your faces up, some of you don't. And so, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to like meet real humans. It's like, you guys do exist. Now, I will tell you, y'all will recognize me because this is normally how I look. I'm not sure I'm going to recognize all y'all because y'all pictures, I'm sure don't match all y'all. So I'll be looking at you, I'm like, she doesn't look like that. I don't know who that is. So if you start waving to me and I can't see your badge, I'll wave back, but I probably won't know, you know, who's who because y'all sure look different. Will we be visiting new construction again? Janet, you came in late. I said for new construction and all those tours, I have no idea what Renae and Daniel have in store for you guys. So they are your construction guides. And I know there is a tour that is not on the books, and that's because one of the developers who's presenting won't really know until after the presentation, because if there are people who after the presentation want more information and want to go with him, then he'll do that, but that's not on paper. So that's one thing. That's why I said when you got, because he was like, who do you think? I don't know who's going to want to know more about what you do. I just put the stuff together. So it's time for you in those tours for you guys to connect and that kind of thing. But Renae and Daniel they'll have their tour schedules together by, I believe it's Thursday. So I believe you have to come back to the registration desk, or Friday we'll make those announcements of when those tours, and you'll see them to sign up. Because the one thing, guys, so that you know about the tours, just like anything else, is they're by appointment. So on construction sites, something can change, anything can change. So we can't really go so far in advance. This year, to answer your question, Gianna, I know we're not going to out to Panama City to do the tour we did out there with that particular developer. That one we're not doing. COVID stuff, we don't have enough. It just wasn't logistically wise to try to get a bus or anything like that, and we didn't have all that stuff. But there will be directions if people want to drive out that way and go look at things. It's really going to be a little more open. The two structured tours that I do know about is the one that Daniel is creating for the golf carts. And you don't need a golf cart to go, but I guess some of them are. And then what Renae is doing, which is the condos, and she's got her agenda. And I believe she has a new construction tour on there. Renae, if you're here, can you pop in and let us know if you have a new construction tour?
I'm working on trying to find a new construction tour for a multi-gen unit. I just don't know if it's going to be available to show. I may have to get some booklets or some flyers made up. It may not be ready to show yet.
Okay. So that she's handling the multi-gen, and then I don't know if the Calypso, where you guys went last year, I haven't been over there. But again, we'll know all of that by Thursday and Friday of who is going to confirm. Keel says, I can't remember, but there is on the agenda, it says commercial lending and developer is on the agenda. So yes, Keel, that's there. You need to look for that on the agenda. Let me see if I have it here to tell you what date it is. Because if they move a date on me one more time or a room, I'm going to. That is on what you're talking about, Keo, is Thursday at 3:00. The one you're referencing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And guys, we'll have the most up-to-date agenda, posting it in our group. If you're not in that private Facebook group, let us know. But the most up-to-date agenda will be put there. They made another change today. And we will also have printed agendas when you come in for registration. Yes, Jen and the rest of you guys, we're a lot more formal in terms of the registration than in the past because of some of the concerns with COVID and keeping up with numbers and all that crap that they're making us do. But that's kind of what's going on there. Okay, guys, I'm here to answer any of your questions. Yes, you can wear tennis shoes or sneakers. You can wear sandals and, whatever you're comfortable in. We have disposable masks at the registration area, so you don't have to worry about that. If you forget one or you lose one, yes, there's washer dryers on site and all that other kind of stuff. And I'm trying to see what other questions do you guys have for the on-site. And then the online, folks, you don't have to worry about what you're going to miss. So if you're not streaming live, all of that will be copied, recorded, and everything that we can record from the other days will all be bundled and sent to you that way. So you won't just get the Friday. You'll get everything where we can get recordings of. So if there's a class in which we can record on any of the other days where there's a speaker who says, yes, record, or any of those kind of things, we're fine. So as of now, we have everyone confirmed except for one speaker who's kind of just like, not really sure. But what happens when there is not a speaker who can't come, there is a backup speaker already there. So what you will see, an example of that you don't see on here, is that there is a workshop on COVID, on, things that you should be doing for your business during this COVID time. That's not on the agenda, but it will show up if there is a cancellation. Okay, so we always have a backup to the backup.
Hey, Tamika.
Uh-huh.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm coming down there. I originally was coming by myself, but my husband and kids are coming down too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if I heard you before, but did you say that our spouses could sit in?
No, we don't have, we've contracted to have so many bags, food, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like that this year.
Okay.
Where folks can kind of just sit in. It wasn't like that last year either. So
Okay.
if the spouses, and people do this all the time, unless there is a space, and we don't really have it this year,
Mm-hmm.
where they could come in and listen to something going on, then that would be great. But we don't have the space right now for that. So if it's not a paid registration,
Mm-hmm.
we can't account for them. Now, if there is, let's say, a tour that you guys are just going to drive to, and you
Mm-hmm.
want to see like a condo tour,
Mm-hmm.
then those tour guides won't have a problem, doing that and that kind of thing, because you're not taking up a space.
A space. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, if they're just around, like I tell you guys, if you have any people around and they're a spouse or something like that, and my husband get a hold of them, then y'all probably won't see your spouse anymore, because they'll go off and do whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want them to have a seat where they're at, for example, our meals this year, for example, on Friday, we have to go off site, and those are all accounted for. And
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
the reason why we have the wristbands and things like that this year.
Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't promise him anything, but he had kind of inquired, and I'm the one who's been the big time, or has been thinking about doing more and more investing. And he's the one who kind of says that he knows. And so he's like, well, let me just come and see. And I'm like, this is my thing. But I just wanted to kind of see if it was even an option.
Right. And if there's an event, guys, and you have your spouse with you and something is happening, always check, because if someone just says, hey, we're not going, or we're going to go do something different, then we have the seat or the space available, then no problem. Because guys, you already know that by the time Jenna and some of the folks will tell you, they come to the conference, and the next thing you know, the spouses be like, oh, we in this, like, okay, now we're ready to go. You see these blueprints, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of thing. So yes, lots of good
cool
stuff.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Great question. Anyone else? Because we're excited. Team is excited. They're all telling, we're just ready to have some fun. I'm like, yeah, I know. Everyone's ready to have some fun, learn, and earn at the same time. I'm over here looking at Anna's picture. I'm loving this picture she has up here. Guys, any other questions? I don't want to keep you guys if you don't have anything. Hey, Gina. Anyone?
Hey, I want to say I'm excited.
We're excited to have you guys here. I'm excited for you guys to see some of the stuff that they're, the presentations that they're putting together and that kind of thing. Lawanda said, I'm nervous like it's my first day of school. I feel like I'm having a birthday party. And like I got invitations and my friends are coming. That's how I feel. Like I'm having a birthday party. I've never had an adult birthday party, so I really don't know what that feels like, just so that y'all know. Yes, we know, Gabby, you have, so Gabby has a 40th birthday coming up this Saturday. And so this is Gabby's party. And I know LaShawna has a birthday as well. So we know at least 2 birthdays we're having parties for. And so why not do it at the beach? And there's this club down the block. Well, I won't tell y'all about the club until later, but. So anything else, guys?
Hey, Tamika.
Hey.
This is Andrita in Mobile.
Hey.
Hey, just wanted to thank you for doing the online version of it. It was my intentions to come down to the beach, but having to do the first grade teacher thing with my granddaughter.
Got it.
At home, virtual learning. So thank you so much. And I look forward to all the information.
Cool. Now, folks who are online, give us a few days to get your whole packages to you. And for those who registered for that full ticket and then canceled or moved to the online version, you'll get all of the conference materials, the bags, everything, if you kept your other tickets. So just give them a minute to kind of send that out to you guys. And then I will tell you that if any of you are planning on, before you agree to go to that tour with that other developer, ask me first, because that tour, it will take you some time. So you want to, that's more than an hour from the beach where what he's going to demonstrate and show you. The other project is an hour and a half because it's on another beach. It's on the Port St. Joe beach. So you'll see maps and things like that of how all this stuff works and how it all is connected. But they're building a lot of stuff that's around the military bases and things like that for military families and that kind of thing that they want to show you guys. So guys, just be prepared. Yes, Sean. Yes, we know it's your birthday. So we got 2 birthday girls that we have to do a party for. I already told the hotels to leave the bars open, and we have our own drinks. It's one of those bars you could bring your own drinks to into the thing, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, we're excited. And Jana's 9/18. Oh boy, let's write these down. Got 3 birthday girls so far. And so we're looking forward to you guys coming. The caterer, for those who came last year, who went to DR Horton, that's the private chef. She will be on site and providing most of our meals, but you guys will see that on the agenda, and where it says, you know, lunch or dinner or something like that, or snacks or food, that's us taking care of it. Lunch on your own is on you. And the only, I think, meal that we couldn't quite figure out is when we go off site, because it didn't make sense for us to have anything at the main hotel when some of you are not staying at the hotel. So online folks, your contact person is Carmine Marguerite. She's got 2 first names, so that's what kind of messes us up. So at any given time, you inbox her. You can also inbox, my daughter will have my info, so you can inbox her and myself at the same time, and it'll go to both of them. So if you're having, for example, difficulty getting online or any of those kinds of things, that's who your contact is. And then they'll relate that directly to KJ and the tech teams that'll be there. So there are 2 different tech teams, the one on Friday and then the ones that are on the other days. So our tech teams are coming out of Atlanta, and so they're excited about being here too. So you'll hear and see more of them, and that kind of operation of what's going on is just so that we can provide the best service, because I'm not a techie, and you know, that's just what they do. So other than that, guys, anything else? I'm gonna put this particular video into the group so that those folks who were not able to join can get this info and kind of get caught up with what we're talking about. And the rest, guys, there's no real major anything. We just want you guys to travel safely. And then we want the folks who are online to have the best experience we can. Because this is our first time doing this, and we weren't going to do it, have any online versions, because it just kind of takes away from what we think takes away, but we don't know. So you guys will be able to share in letting us know what kind of worked and didn't work for the online version as well. And as always, guys, have a good rest of, or have a great rest of your Sunday. And I'll connect with you guys here when you get in town. And I'll post some more of the speakers so that you guys can see their faces and their names. So in case you're on a flight with them, or you know, any of those kind of things, you'll know exactly who you're sitting next to or wanting to talk with and chat with. Like I said, they're all very approachable and always willing to help. So I will see you guys in a couple of days. Have fun traveling. Don't take it too stressfully. And see you guys in a few days. Who's that? You like the lighting? Reba, what lighting? I'm in the hotel lobby. Hey. You're welcome, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.
I hate I'm not going to be there.
Thanks, Doc.
All righty. See you guys later.